Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Carrie and today I've decided to do a very exciting video and it is about my upcoming Walt Disney World trip, which I have no words to describe how excited I am. It has literally been my life dream. That's not even exaggerating, my life dream to go to Walt Disney World. And since I've been working, I've literally been having a secret money pot saving up to go to Walt Disney World, and every year I kept thinking, can I go? And it just never seemed like at the right time, or I couldn't find the right people to go with. And finally, about a year ago today, me, my cousin and two friends from university actually finally took the plunge and booked a trip. And we actually booked it whilst on a break at uni, just in the cafeteria, like just casual, and oh my god, I just can't. Yeah, that was an entire year ago now. We were very lucky with our booking. We got a really good deal for Walt Disney World in my research, and we used the free dining plan of course, and we only went for the quick service option because looking at all the options and everything, my friends are not as fussed on like character dining and that sort of thing, so it seemed like an extra expense that wasn't worth it because we are going for 2 entire weeks, and it would be different if you had the odd character meal here and there, but if you're paying for 2 weeks worth of like sit down meals, even though they're not all character meals, it didn't seem like the best fit for us, so we went for the quick service. And another reason why we got quite a good deal is because we're staying in the Caribbean beach resort, which I think looks lovely, and even though there is obviously the renovations going on right now, I don't think it's going to really affect us. I've been tracking it quite a lot and watching updates, and it seems like it's out the way, and they've told us that there'll be like very minimal noise between 9 PM and 9 AM, and obviously we're not going there for the resort. We'll spend about a day or two hanging around the resort really, but apart from that we'll be in the parks, so for us it seemed like it was a good enough option. I can't even explain how excited I am, like I'm just going to be freaking out this entire video. I feel like I've only mentioned this trip like in passing in certain like Disneyland Paris vlogs and things like that, but I just like realised the other day it's literally about 2 weeks until we go, so I was like, I need to actually kind of like make more content about this Walt Disney World trip, because to me it's going to be like a once in a lifetime type opportunity, an amazing holiday, and I want to kind of like make the most of all like the build up and everything. So basically today I'll be talking through our plan. The people I'm going with, like I mentioned, are my cousin Tegan, who's also like my best friend basically. You might recognise her from other videos, and then also our friends Sophie and Leona from university. And out of the four of us, I think it's clear to say that I am the most extreme when it comes to Disney. We are all big fans of Disney, but when it comes to like Disney parks and the planning and just knowing all the random facts, I think I'm the guilty one there. So because of those reasons, they've kindly trusted me with most of the fast pass planning aspects and stuff. Tegan's done quite a lot of it as well, to be fair. She's the one who's like booked it all in her name and all of that stuff. But basically we met up and decided on our like priorities when it came to attractions for fast passes. So we kind of made a list of all the ones we want to do mostly, and then once we had the list, they kind of trusted me to actually sort out a schedule. And I did find that stressful because even though you feel like you know a lot about Disney World, I've never actually been. So when it comes to navigating the areas, yeah, I know the facts about the ride, yeah, I know exactly what that ride is, but when it came to actually like navigating the maps, I was a bit like, okay, I need to try and think of a really good plan here that makes sense. Also, annoyingly, when I called up and like kind of just wanted to confirm when the 60-day time frame was, because with time difference and all that, the lady told me the wrong day, and I actually spent the day before, what I thought was the day before, making the plans, and it was stressful. Like I managed to finally figure something out, and then I thought to myself, I'll just log on to my Disney experience and see, you know, if I can kind of get an idea as to how to do this. And it was live that day for me, so the day before was the day. Despite my little mix-up there, I still luckily managed to get all the attractions we wanted, so we got all like the Toy Story Land rides and all of those. So I'm basically going to crack on and just tell you our basic plan. As I said, we're going for 2 weeks, and we actually booked our flights separate to our package with Disney World. Our flight times have changed a few times, so because of that we now have to stay over in London the night before because there's no way we can get there early enough for our flight. So we end up actually arriving in Orlando about 2 PM I believe. So then by the time we go through security and get the Magical Express, I think we're going to maybe get to our resort for about 5ish. That's just a guess. I have no idea. So originally we were thinking of just kind of settling into our room and getting the bearings of our resort and everything, and then preparing ourselves for a full day in Magic Kingdom the next day. But then from research I realised that the next day was a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, which of course is fine, but we wanted a full day in Magic Kingdom, and sadly we'd be kicked out before the event and wouldn't be able to see Happily Ever After, which I thought would be the perfect welcome for our first full day. So now our plan is to actually go to Magic Kingdom that evening, just so we can see the fireworks, and I feel like that will be a really good plan. And because we had fast passes for that day anyway, I have booked us in for some rides. Depending whether we do them or not is up to us, but you know, there's no no loss if not. The fast passes I actually booked for that evening just in case are the Dumbo Flying Elephants, then the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which I do feel like will be a really good option. So if we do decide to kind of go on a ride or two that evening, I feel like that would be a really good welcome to the parks if we did that first, because it's kind of a unique ride and obviously one of the more popular ones. And then also the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I've actually also put like some of these attraction names like shortened versions, so don't mind me if I kind of read a weird version of the name. That was day one, and for day two, like I said, we'll be spending the full day in Magic Kingdom, and I just feel like this is going to be the perfect welcome. I know a lot of people decide to go there first. Obviously, I feel like I'm going to cry when I see the castle. Like, it will be emotional. I've only ever dreamt of it, and oh, I was scared. For this day we have Big Thunder Mountain booked in, then the Pirates of the Caribbean, and then the Haunted Mansion ride. I kind of wanted to do a mix of like the classic rides that I know from Disneyland Paris, but then also ones that are a bit different. Obviously all of them are going to be a little bit different, but in particular I wanted to do Haunted Mansion this day because I know it's very different to Phantom Manor at Disneyland Paris, and I will be comparing them a lot. I apologise, but I have been to Disneyland Paris like 15 times, so it's, yeah, that's like kind of like my main image in my head for Disney, so I will be comparing that a lot. I have also included suggestions for things we can do each day. So for this day, of course, I've put the Festival of Fantasy Parade, which will be amazing. I'd love to do that on the first day. Then I've also put Mickey's Royal Friendship Fair, which I believe is the kind of welcome show sort of thing on the castle stage, so that'll be really nice as well. And also on our first day we need to go get beignets for breakfast because my friend Sophie really wants to try the beignets. I've never tried beignets, and if you watch Once Upon a Time, that was kind of like a running theme in season 7, so that's kind of like why I want to try beignets. Don't judge me. But yeah, we've taken note as to where to buy them, so hopefully that'll be our first breakfast on our first day. Keeping everyone happy. Like I said, we'll be chucked out the park a bit earlier because of Mickey's Not So Scary, so I actually don't know what our plan is for the evening. We might be, honestly, we might be knackered, so we might just go straight back to the hotel. If not, I feel like it might be a good night to go to Disney Springs, maybe look in some of the shops, just kind of see where we go. Okay, I'm talking way too much right now, so I'm going to whiz through the rest. Day 2, we are in Animal Kingdom, which is a park that I feel like I am going to love. I know Tegan really likes the look of Animal Kingdom, so for that day we have got the fast passes for the River Journey, the Avatar ride. I forgot how you pronounce the first name. Once again, I've put shorter versions of the ride names on here. So we have the River Journey, then the Jeep Safari, and then Expedition Everest, which, oh my god, I've always wanted to go on that ride. Like, literally, I kid you not, I was watching Disney vlogs, like, before they were like a popular thing. Like, I'd find these obscure family videos of like people going to Disney World, and I've always wanted to go on Expedition Everest, so that will be really good. And then for these shows, I've put down a note for the Lion King show, Festival of the Lion King, and then also the Tree of Life Awakening projections. So that'll be just a few suggestions. And then day 3 will be our first Epcot day, and of course we're going to be there during the Food and Wine Festival, so that'll be really lovely. I love all these extras and just things that are going on. Like, I just feel like we've timed it really well because we've got Halloween, food and wine. Hopefully it's quieter because, fingers crossed, most people are in school during this time. So yeah, for Epcot our fast passes are Spaceship Earth, Mission Space, and then Frozen Ever After. And also we're going to hopefully see the Illuminations Reflections of Earth show as well that night, so that'll be lovely. And next up will be our first full day in the Hollywood Studios, and for this day we have got Toy Story Mania booked in, which I'm very excited about. I love all of my like challenge rides. I love to try and beat everybody, so I feel like that'll be really good. And then we've got Tower of Terror, which is one of my favourites. Like, I can't wait to compare it to Disneyland Paris one because I love Tower of Terror so much. And I'm actually secretly, even though I love Marvel, I'm secretly very happy that they haven't changed it yet in Disney World. Like, they haven't gone for the Guardians of the Galaxy overlay because I just love Tower of Terror. And then we have Rock 'n' Roller Coaster, which is one of Tegan's favourites, so once again it'd be lovely to compare, and oh my god, I'm so excited. But mostly Fantasmic. Fantasmic is definitely something we have to do that night. I feel like I am going to cry my eyes out at Fantasmic. Oh my god, I just love Disney shows. Like, if you know me, I love musicals and I just love shows, and Fantasmic looks like the best thing ever. Like, I want to get there like 5 hours in advance to get a good spot. By this point of the trip we will have experienced all the parks apart from the water parks, so this is our rest day. And I was thinking in my head at first, I was like, do we need a rest day, guys? Wouldn't you count like the water parks as a rest day? And they were like, no Carrie, we don't count the water parks as a rest day. But to be honest, looking at the plan, I agree, we need a rest day, so I'll let them have that. So hopefully if the weather's nice we'll be spending the day around the pool, around the resort. From what I can tell, that's not been disturbed by any of the construction work, and if not, there's like smaller pools in each village of the hotel. So our rest day, and then we've actually got a couple of fast passes booked in for the late evening, which obviously I've convinced them to do, but I don't know if they want to do them yet. But we've booked in for Epcot in the evening, because personally I feel like it'll be a good evening to do drinks around the world, because looking at my plans, we have got extra magic hours in Epcot that night. So we have got extra magic hours from 9 PM till 11 PM. So I feel like we can have a chill day at the hotel, then go to Epcot, decide if we want to do our fast passes, which once again will be Mission Space, then Living with the Land, you know, just why not, and then also Soaring, which hopefully we will have done by this point anyway on our first Epcot day by queuing normally, but if not, we've got our backup there. But I feel like it'll be a real nice evening to go do drinks around the world. Oh, that'd be so good. I just want to do that so badly, like just chill out. We'll all be 21, so it'll be good, because on my cruise, my Disney cruise last year, I was 20. I wasn't 21 yet, and because it was, even though I was on a cruise around Europe, because it was an American ship, I could not drink. That was another story. I got very annoyed. And I'm not a drinker, it was just the principle, okay? So this brings us to about the halfway point of our trip. So that means our next day is Magic Kingdom again, and this is very exciting. It's our one and only reservation, because obviously, I bet you can guess where it is because we're on the quick service menu. So we have got a reservation for breakfast at Be Our Guest, which, oh my god, I'm so excited for. Once again, something Tegan will love, because Beauty and the Beast is one of her favourites, and we have got breakfast booked for about 9:30 that day, so we'll be up early, and oh my god, I'm so excited. We also, we did actually have a booking for lunch as well in Be Our Guest about a week later, but somehow, I don't know how, we booked it for the day that we were travelling home, where we literally will be on a flight, and I don't know how we did that so wrong. And obviously, because it's Be Our Guest, by the time we realised there's no availability. So we eventually cancelled it, and I kid you not, Tegan cancelled it, refreshed the app, and it had already been taken. Like, people must be on that app pouncing for those reservations. And then for fast passes, we have the Mine Train again, if we haven't done it already by this point, then the Jungle Cruise and Splash Mountain, all once again ones I really want to do. And then for little notes for things we can see, I've got the Move It, Shake It, Dance Parade, you know the words. Move It, Dance It, Shake It, you know what I mean. I'm bad enough with names of shows at Disneyland Paris that I've seen 50 million times, let alone the ones I haven't seen yet. And then the Main Street Trolley Show, which, oh my god, that looks so up my street. Like, they sing like, I think they sing like musical-esque music, like it's all, you know, like dancing in the trolleys and the pretty dresses, and yes, I'm there. This brings us to our next day, which is our first water park day, and we are in Typhoon Lagoon. So we are going to be there most of the day. I don't really know, I've heard different reports, feels so professional, I've heard different reports from people as to how long you need in a water park. Some people say you can do both in one day, but we have scheduled in a day for each, and then with plans for the evening in a park. So we're doing Typhoon Lagoon that day, and then later on we'll be going into the Magic Kingdom again, and oh my god, this is the exciting day. Right, my friends are not big on characters, but I am, and I've already told them that is perfectly fine. I only ask for one picture of us all together with Minnie and Mickey or someone somewhere, which I've got scheduled. But apart from that, I am not forcing them. They can do whatever they want. They want to meet Gaston, which I understand, and I think my friend Leona wants to meet Star-Lord, so that'll be good. But for me, I want to meet Ariel in her grotto, and I will meet Ariel in her grotto, and no one can stop me. And I have got a scheduled fast pass for that evening to meet Ariel. And then I've got one straight after to go meet Tiana and I keep forgetting which combination it is. I feel like it's Tiana and Rapunzel, and then the other one's Cinderella and Eleanor of Avalor, which I've not booked. So I've got Ariel and then the Tiana one. And then whilst I'm doing that, they're going to go on Big Thunder Mountain and have a swell time, and I'll be with Ariel. And then straight after that, I'll meet them. I've tried to do it real well, you see. We're going to go on to the Little Mermaid ride. So obviously we'll kind of be in the right area. Well, I will be. They might not be. That'll be a Big Thunder Mountain. But yeah, we figured that one out. So I am very chuffed with that. Got my Ariel meet scheduled. Next up we have Animal Kingdom once again. And this day we have got Flight of Passage booked. Very excited. I think this is the one where earlier we've done the River Journey ride in Pandora. And I had to swap them around on my plans because obviously Flight of Passage gets booked up quicker. And because we're going for 2 weeks, it was less likely that the second week would have been booked, so by the time I did my bookings, the first day we wanted was taken. Does that make sense? So we swapped them around. And then we also have Dinosaur and the Cali River Rapids. So I love River Rapid rides actually. I've not been on them in years. And for show suggestions, I have got the Finding Nemo musical, the Up show, and then also the Tree of Life Awakening show that evening. So we'll see what we do about all those. Oh, and actually this will be the day that I'm going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, which I am so excited for. Once again, my friends are not as fussed. Tegan was tempted, and I think she is still tempted. I've bought my ticket, but she might buy hers a bit closer to the time if she decides to join me. But I have got an outfit sorted. I'm so excited. I just felt like I couldn't miss out on it. Like, I'm going to Walt Disney World during Halloween. I've got to go to it. And then my Disney Studies teacher from uni, she told me that I've got to go, like she convinced me. So I booked to go to that, and I've got an action plan. I'm hoping I can meet Lotso and then Ariel and Eric together, and then hopefully Alice in Wonderland with Hatter, which I know is not a rare meet, but I'm going to be going as Alice in Wonderland, so it'll be really good to get a photo. So I have all my plans sorted, and I totally did not schedule all the fast passes to make sure they were before I got to the party. Like, that would be just selfish. So next we have another Hollywood Studios day, and this day we have got Slinky Dog Dash booked in, which I'm very excited for. Once again, I'll be comparing the Toy Story Land to the one in Paris a lot. I know it is different. For example, the Slinky Dog ride is more of a roller coaster there. The one that we have in Paris is literally like a kid. It looks like a kiddie ride. I have strong opinions about this. It looks like a kiddie ride, but it is brutal. I'll have to like link up my vlog or something about the annual pass night I went to, because that was hilarious. We were like, it was a bit extreme. So we have the Slinky Dog ride followed by Star Tours and then the Indiana Jones stunt show, which I believe is the first show we've got scheduled actually for Fast Pass. And we're hoping to do most of the shows just by waiting and getting there early enough. Hopefully that'll work out well. And next we have another Epcot day. So this day we have got the Nemo and Friends ride, Under the Sea with Nemo and Friends. Once again, I've put a shortened version, so correct me if I'm wrong. And then Test Track, which I know Tegan's very excited about. And then we have Journey into Imagination with Figment, or whatever the actual current title is. I've watched a lot of videos about the history of that ride. So next we have another water park day, so we're going to be in Blizzard Beach that morning, and then once again we're going to go to a park in the evening. So we've got Animal Kingdom booked in, and then this is the day where I've like forced the character meet. So we've got a fast pass for the Adventure Outpost to meet with I believe Mickey and Minnie in their safari type outfits, so that'll be really cute. So I'm hoping we get a photo of all four of us with them. And then also we've got Expedition Everest again, and then Flight of Passage again. And then the next day I have got a day kind of scheduled in for shopping, and then also studios. So we're starting off in Disney Springs if we've not been there already. Obviously I'm going to spend the full 2 weeks kind of deciding what I want to buy, but then trying to be good and buying them in the last few days to make sure I don't go overboard. So that'll be, if all goes well, that'll be the plan. So later in the evening we actually have a few shows booked in. So we've got fast passes for the Beauty and the Beast show, which once again Tegan will love, and then the Little Mermaid show, which I will love, I will cry, and then we have the Alien Swirling Saucers. Now we've come to our final day, which of course we will be spending in the Magic Kingdom again, and our fast passes for that day are the Buzz Lightyear Laser Spin, then also Space Mountain, which I'm very excited to experience actually, because it's not going to be as intense as the one in Paris. I know a lot of people love the one in Paris, and I still go on it, but it really hurts my head, and I'll go on any ride. I don't mind upside down roller coasters, but to me I feel like I'll prefer a less intense version of that one. Our final fast pass for that day will be Peter Pan's Flight, which I feel like is going to be a real nice one for our final day, and we all actually agreed that that's a ride we all want to do. It's one of those rides, as you probably know, that just gets crazy wait times. I think it's just because people love the story of Peter Pan. It's a good family ride, but we don't really want to spend like an hour waiting for it. So hopefully with our fast pass scheduled in, we'll be able to get on that one easily. This is the part of the trip where I'm going to feel a little bit guilty because it's our final night and I'm actually going to be going somewhere else. I actually have a friend from university who's going to be at the parks at the same time as me, and her mum is a Disney Vacation Club member. And this night in particular, there is a Moonlight Magic Disney Vacation Club exclusive party event happening, and they had a spare ticket and they offered me it, and I was like, oh my god, that's literally like my dream. I might cry. Yeah, once again I just had to think like it is a once in a lifetime opportunity that I'm going to be in the parks, let alone be offered that, and I haven't really seen my friend since we've graduated, so it'd be just lovely to meet up with her in Disney World. So I was like, oh my god, yes, I would love to go. So I am ditching my friends on the final night. Oh my god, I'm like telling the world how awful I am. But seriously, it is something I genuinely like appreciate. It's not like I'm not really a Disney fan and I'm just like taking the ticket just for the hell of it. Like, I literally will appreciate this so much, and it's actually an event in the studios, so we'll be able to experience Toy Story Land like by night and with less people, and oh my god, it's going to be really good. So hopefully they don't mind that. They'll get to see Happily Ever After again that evening, which I were. To be fair, we are together for 2 whole weeks and they probably will be ready to get rid of me by then because they're probably sick of my organisation and forcing them to go on things non-stop. And then sadly the next day we'll be going home, which, oh my god, I'm not going to be like prepared to leave, but our flight is in the afternoon at some time, so I know that we don't have time to do anything else in the parks really. We will have to leave the hotel about 11 midday to get the Magical Express back to the airport. So unless we were like really intense and wanted to go for extra magic hours, I don't think it's likely. I think I'd even prefer to leave the park in the evening that night and then just have a nice sleep in and get ready to go. But yeah, I'm honestly not even sure if that was an entertaining video for you. Like I said, with Disneyland Paris trips, you do not need to organise like at this level, so I've never done a video where I'm just talking about my plans because normally I just turn up and do what I want to do. But obviously Disney World is another level. If you're overwhelmed from what I've just told you, you don't even want to look at the actual spreadsheet because I have the opening times for each park, whether we're in that park for that day or not. I've even got on my phone a list of like possible quick service places to eat at. So like if we're in the parks and we're like, oh, we're hungry, I can look up and be like, oh, we're in Adventureland, let me look at my phone notes and like look at all the ones I've shortlisted in Adventureland. Like I've literally so if by some miracle you have made it till this point, thank you so much for watching. I am super excited to share my vlogs with you because I will of course be vlogging my trip. I actually have been thinking about how to do this because normally for my Paris trips I do a vlog a day, like day 1, day 2. And I just don't think I can do like 14 days of vlogs. So I'm probably gonna most likely do it in parts. So I'll have like just however many days, make up like so much footage and have part 1, part 2, do it like that. So I'll be having part 1, part 2, part 3, whatever. And then in addition to that, I'll be doing a vlog for Mickey's Not So Scary and then also a vlog for the Moonlight Magic Night. And I think that's about it. I might also attempt to do a food diary again, which I did for Disneyland Paris. Check that out above. That was kind of my trial run actually, because I want to do a food diary kind of showing all the things we get with the quick service dining plan. Because at first when I booked this trip I was like, am I limiting myself to like what we can eat for 2 weeks? But then after doing a bit of research I realised there's actually quite a lot of variety and everything, so hopefully I can do an informative video there. So thank you again for watching. Please do like if you've enjoyed because I would really appreciate it, and if you'd like to see my Walt Disney World adventures and basically just footage of me crying and freaking out over everything whilst my friends are in the background like, are you okay, Gary? If you want to see that, it'd be lovely if you subscribed. I have been talking for way too long because my head is actually killing me right now with these mini ears. I need to train it back into like wearing them for full days. But anyway, bye for now.